instructional design strategy I'd like for us to look at are Bitmoji virtual classrooms. This is one new instructional strategy that COVID-19 brought to education. Although they are fun to create, they also support student learning. By creating a Bitmoji virtual classroom, it allows students and parents to access your resources for that learning objective, content area, day, etc. from one location. It can bring a sense of stability to make your students feel like they are back in the classroom, and they can also be replicated for other spaces such as libraries, STEM labs, cafeterias, offices, you name it. You can spend as much or as little time needed to meet your needs. All you need is Google Slides, Google Image Search, and links to your resources. For our next part of our time together, I want us to access this Bitmoji virtual classroom that I created about Bitmoji virtual classrooms. And this will help you to experience how one feels, as well as to see examples and for help you to get started. So if you could go ahead and click on this image or go to that assignment there in Google Classroom to access my Bitmoji virtual classroom about Bitmoji virtual classrooms. A couple of things I want to showcase is how to use them so that you feel comfortable when exploring. The first thing I want you to do is I do want you to know that they are best viewed in present mode. So it makes it full screen. It also shows students, parents, colleagues where to click and kind of find those mysterious hidden links. As well as when you are in present mode, you're able to play that audio. So you can see down there that I have audio. And it just kind of gives you that best overall experience. I'll quickly put it in present mode so that you can see, and then I might go back out of it because of the sound. As I'm getting it in present mode, I want you to notice that I used audio and I made it sound like an office when I push that present button. But you can also use that audio feature. See, you can hear it now. You can also use, though, that audio feature in a different way by making your voice explain the directions when the slides pop up as well. So it doesn't have to just be fun. So this is my classroom. As you can see, it kind of feels like you're there in my imaginary classroom. All this is a Google slide with a background of a wall and floor. And then I layered in images that are transparent from Google that have rights that I can use them. And then linked each of those to other places. So for an example, for my students, what I'd have them do here, or for you all, I'm going to turn that volume down. What I would do for you all is I would have you, first, this is my mini lesson here. So the whiteboard is actually a link to a YouTube video of how to create a Bitmoji virtual classroom. So you can watch that here. Next, if you are someone who prefers those visual learners, so I also have a how-to blog. You see how my cursor went from black to now that hand. So it's not the mouse anymore. It shows you, if you click here, you can go to the how-to blog instead. If you want to know more ideas for use, extra ideas up here on that shelf. I also have examples over here on my anchor chart. So this is just a picture of an anchor chart and then images. And when you click on these, they will show you all the different ways you could use Bitmoji Virtual Classroom. For an example, this first one is Miss Chapet here, and this is just one lesson for her math workshop that day. So she has that mini lesson video, her learning targets, her activity, manipulatives, all of that. And then over here, this is an example from someone online I found where this classroom is just a shelf of virtual math manipulatives. So students could access this anytime in math workshop. So it doesn't have to be a one-day thing. This is a calming room if you want an example of social emotional. Here is my office. So if you are someone who is like an administrator or instructional support, you could create your office and have resources for teachers all within here. Here's a virtual locker for students for back to school or a cubby. Here are cubbies that you could take and make a copy of, and you could fill these little cubbies with different books for students. A library example, and then another instructional office support example. Here, you will find how to start your Bitmoji. That's just this little avatar here, as well as the Chrome download. Something I want to point out for that work time is here in my lap, I have a folder of templates. If you click on that folder of templates, it's going to take you to a slide file to kind of help you get started if that's something you want to work on in workshop time today. And so when you click on it, because you could spend a lot of time trying to find images on Google that have copyrights or also that are transparent. So instead, I went ahead and made a little template for you, and you can now choose what background you might want. So if you come over here, you can see the different backgrounds I thought that people might like. It could be more of a fantasy background that you wish your classroom or office looked like, or it could be more traditional. There's a couple of options here. So if you want to use these, all you have to do is copy this slide by right-clicking on it and clicking copy. And then when you go and make your own slide file, you just paste it in so that you can create your own background. After that, I have images on these slides of different types of tables and chairs that you can literally take now and copy them and paste them on top of your background. Different whiteboards or smart boards, different shelving if you need some shelving, posters and banners, anchor charts, rugs, and then other types of extra decor as well that you might want in your classroom. And so all you have to do, like I said, is copy these images and paste them onto your slide and then link them to get started. I'm going to let you have that explore time now. Remember to watch this video. She will walk you through from the beginning to the end of how to get started. And good luck with creating your very first Bitmoji virtual classroom.